and welcome to another show. You know, plant-based engineering can replace synthetic ingredients with implications for the nutraceutical, cosmeceutical, pharmaceutical, advanced materials, and chemical industries. In fact, today's global economy is not sustainable, as evidenced by carbon pollution, water scarcity, and soil erosion. Shareholders, consumers, and other stakeholders are demanding companies produce products sustainably. So it's one of the most critical goals for the future of the planet. From nutraceuticals and pharmaceuticals to cosmetics and personal care, individuals and corporations alike are seeking to evolve more sustainable solutions. So let's talk to a couple of experts. I'm referring to Michael Carr, who's President and Chief Executive Officer of Calyxt, and Travis Frey, PhD, Chief Technology Officer. Welcome, gentlemen.
Good morning. Thank you.
These gentlemen, plants are uniquely capable of producing compounds that can't be produced through other means, correct?
Correct. Yeah, that's exactly right. So we're at Calyxt, what we are is a plant-based synthetic biology company. So we actually work in the field of science that redesigns biological systems for useful purposes and for sustainability. What's interesting is plants are uniquely capable in terms of the number of compounds that they can address. We know that there's probably about 170,000 known natural compounds in existence today, and 80% of those are produced by plants. So when it comes to sustainability, they're uniquely positioned due to their capabilities to address sustainability issues.
Wow. Now you've developed artificial intelligence, right? Machine learning capabilities in its technology platform, PlantSpring. Is that the name of it's trademarked, right?
Yes, yeah. PlantSpring is our platform we use to actually develop the various, really our plant cell matrix. So it's our plant system that produces these chemistries, and we're leveraging the AI ML to help us make that system more efficient. You can imagine with the number of chemistries and pathways and genetic combinations that we can play with, the AIML really gives us the ability to sort and prioritize those various pathways that we can reprogram. Mm-hmm. And it gives our scientists the ability to sort through that material faster, or those various paths faster. And then our PlantSpring Bio-Factory combination allows us to really spin through that learning cycle of design, engineer, and verify.
Wow. Sounds all space age stuff here, fellas. You're way ahead of the game. It's a very exciting initiative. How are you using artificial intelligence and the machine learning, and why plant-based solutions will be a driving force in the goal of sustainability in the future? I mean, it's almost like I'm hearing without it, we're dead meat. There's no future with what you're doing.
No, it's a couple of good questions there. There's an interesting report recently produced by the Boston Consulting Group that suggests that in order for the globe to reach its sustainability goals, they're going to have to use natural derived products. In fact, those products are going to affect over $30 trillion of the global economy over the next 30 years. That's 30 trillion with a T. And really, plant-based solutions are going to play a key role in that.
What I wanted to kind of just sort of take a step back, I mean, when you think about plants and how they've evolved really since the beginning of time, they're very much a part of the ecosystem, and they have to develop all of their capabilities because they don't move. They stay in one place their entire life. So they're uniquely positioned to produce chemistries that not only help them feed themselves, grow and develop, but they also have to defend themselves. And a lot of these chemistries that are produced, the plants have evolved systems that allow them to create things like, antioxidants, antimicrobial agents, which are really important in human health and really restricting and eliminating disease. These chemistries can't really be produced in other formats because if you think about fermentation, for example, they're based on microbes, and microbes don't do well when you produce antimicrobial materials in them. So plants really have the ability to produce things that have for a very long time been very valuable. The challenge has always been the sourcing. And many times a lot of these pharma-based cosmetics or nutraceuticals start with plants, but over time, sourcing them becomes very, very difficult. And so they then resort back to, how do I synthesize this synthetically or find other alternative production methods? And up and really until the last couple of years, that capability that we've been developing within Calyxt is giving us the opportunity to supply those chemistries in a way that these companies have never had an opportunity to source from. So we believe that the systems we have are really, really important for really sustainably and reliably producing these chemistries.
I can understand that. I mean, all you hear about is, developers are having to trance through jungles and through forests trying to find these beautiful plants that can heal us and do this and do that. So what you're doing, I mean, how do you specifically engineer plants to enable large companies to reach sustainability goals?
Well, it starts first with understanding the genetics and really the metabolic pathways within plants. And we've been developing that capability for the last 10 years. And that's really what PlantSpring is all about. It's the ability to understand what the plant inherently is producing. And then we can go in, and in many cases, the DNA is universal across all different plant species. So when you talk about those rare species in a rainforest, the same DNA that's in those plants are also in plants that we have within our walls here at Calyxt. And what we're able to do is find precursors many times that are the beginning chemical elements for those unique chemistries that result out of these plants in the rainforest. We're then able to bring that information back into our labs and from that precursor synthesize the next step in that chemical process that the plant will naturally produce. And so what we're able to do then is walk through that process. We did it first with proof of concept where we were looking at a chemistry that was a red colorant. It's also an antioxidant. And the system itself is produced in beets, for example, that you would get out of the field. The challenge we had in front of us was, could we produce that same chemistry within our plant cell matrix or a biofactory? And what we were able to do was find a precursor. And with 3 enzymes, we were able to then take that precursor and convert it into the final colorant, the red colorant. And so we were able to do that very, very quickly in less than 3 months. And that speed and being able to test a hypothesis in conjunction with AIML really allows us to learn very quickly what pathways we should target and also what pathways and information we can target in future, because we get additional information that gives us insights into how we do additional chemistries for customers that may have different needs in the future.
Fascinating stuff. So you must incorporate the artificial intelligence into your process. And I guess that makes the difference overall. So what is the demand by large industries for plant-based products? And how can plant-based engineering scale, considering how vastly, large industries that you are targeting? They find you or you go to them? How does it come about?
Well, it's great questions, Mark. The demand is really throughout the economy. As I mentioned earlier, that it's estimated that natural derived products are going to affect a tremendous amount of the economy. We're seeing sustainability throughout all industries and sectors now. 2 years ago, we didn't see the Senior Vice President of Sustainability in corporations, but now that title and that responsibility is quite common throughout these industries as people look for sustainable solutions for their products and eventually for their end customers. In terms of the supplying it, we also focus on our PlantSpring, but then we have our Bio-Factory, which is a bioreactor-based controlled environment production system. We just commissioned our pilot biofactory here at the end of last year. It's a 200-liter system, and that leads us to commercial scale. What's great about the system is it's modular in nature. We can build these biofactories really at any location. So unlike plants typically that are grown in fields and in outdoor environments, these are indoor controlled environments and run 24/7. And then that addresses the production and the supply needs for our customers.
Amazing. All right, well, fellas, calyxt.com. This is where you can go, folks. Fascinating reading. I should imagine everything's on your site. That would be fantastic with a cup of coffee and the pajamas. Calyxt, Calyxt, ladies and gentlemen, .com. All right, to learn all about this. This was Michael Carr, President and Chief Executive Officer, and Travis Frey, the PhD, Chief Technology Officer. You'll probably hear about him going up with Elon Musk next with Mars plants. Fellas, good luck and all the very best. You're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark. You have a good day.
You too.